Hi divers, Alec Peirce again. Sea Hunt Remembered, sharing with you some of my collection, my very large Sea Hunt collection, and talking to you about the TV show Sea Hunt, trying to get you interested and maybe get you interested in not only joining us for some Sea Hunt scenarios, diving scenarios, but in starting your own collection. That'd be kind of neat. Anyway, so one day I was going through some auction sites, and I'm always searching for Sea Hunt stuff all over the world. I have auction sites all over the world, and I'm going through one of the auction sites, and I see this thing, Sea Hunt Film Strip. I don't have film strip. I don't have any film strips. Sea Hunt films, I have most of the Sea Hunt episodes, 155 episodes. I have most of them on film, the original film. I'll talk to you about those sometime. But it said film strip. So I click on the thing and I take a look in there, and sure enough, there's a film strip. It's a little tiny film strip, very small. And the person is saying a film strip for a mini viewer. I don't know what the mini viewer is. This was the 60s. Yes, I was alive in the 60s, but I don't remember a mini viewer. I remember Viewmaster. You all remember Viewmaster, the square thing. You put the disc in and click through the pictures. But I never heard of a mini viewer. So I started to do some research with toy companies and research mini viewer. And sure enough, there was a neat little toy called a mini viewer. It came out in the 50s, well before Viewmaster. And every TV show, every personality had its own mini viewer. So there was a mini viewer for Roy Rogers. There was a mini viewer for Porky Pig. There was a mini viewer for Cinderella. There's a mini viewer for all of those famous characters, either from TV or from movies. And it was kind of neat. So I saw the pictures of the mini viewer, and it's a little red plastic. It's a little square red. It's not as big as a package of cigarettes, like a little candy pack. A little red and white thing. Had a knob on it. And what you could do is get a film strip. They were just little strips of film. And you could put it inside this mini viewer and hold this little mini viewer up to your eyes, aim at the sun or at the light, and then you could turn the knob, and there were maybe about 10 frames in there. And it was like a story. It was like reading a comic book, but it was on his little film. It was pretty neat. So I got looking at it, and there was a Sea Hunt film strip. So I bought it, of course. I'd never heard of one before. Well, more research, and I found another Sea Hunt film strip. And the first one I bought was number 5. And of course, it makes you think, well, there must be a 1, 2, 3, 4. Makes sense. The second one I bought, I think, was number 2. And then I had, that proves it. Now, there must be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. Well, anyway, as a matter of fact, there were 6 Sea Hunt mini viewer film strips. 6 of them. Here they are. There's all 6 of them. And this is number 1. And these mini viewer film strips from the Acme Toy Company, Acme Toy Company in Chicago, were produced by this company, and there were 6 of them for Sea Hunt. I wasn't interested in Roy Rogers or the Lone Ranger. You can see that these mini viewer strips were 10 cents each. Actually, quite a bit of money back then, but it ain't 10 cents each. They were just for kids. And they're labeled Sea Hunt and the right issue and so on. So eventually I got all 6 of them. And I was able to pick up a mini viewer as well. They're not too hard to get a hold of, a mini viewer. And I thought, this is pretty neat. And I showed it to my Sea Hunt friends, my Sea Hunt collector friends. And I said, look what I got. I got a mini viewer, and I have all 6 of the Sea Hunt film strips. And I was pretty proud of myself. Until one day, I was looking through a toy catalog. You see, there used to be that the toy companies, so this is a department store, Hested's department store. It'd be like a Woolworths or some other name of a department store. And it's a Santa Claus coloring book. So, they would give these out to kids as a coloring book, as a toy to play with. And it is, it's a coloring book. If you look inside here, it's a coloring book. That's pretty neat, huh? Yeah, well, there's more to it than that. Throughout the coloring book, as you look throughout the coloring book, you'll notice that every second page is filled with toys that you can buy at Hested's. You see, so Hested's was giving away coloring books, but of course they had toys for the children to tell their mums and dads to buy for them for Christmas. And that's kind of neat. I didn't really want it too badly, but I was flipping through it one day idly, and look what I found. I don't know if you can catch this, Kevin, but look what I found in this one. This is Newberry's, by the way. Newberry's, same book, coloring book. Sea Hunt mini viewer. It's a Sea Hunt mini viewer with 2 film strips in a blister pack. And look, you can see Mike Nelson on the back of it. I don't have one. And I looked and I looked and I looked. I had the film strips, but I didn't have that Sea Hunt blister pack mini viewer. And it was a long, long, long time. I looked, years. And I finally despaired of getting one. I mean, these were toys for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, maybe 10-year-olds at the top. And they were toys. So, you'd buy them, and they were only a few bucks, not even that, to 50 cents maybe, for the mini viewer. And of course, a kid would get one of these and he'd play with it, and they weren't well made, and they'd break and they'd throw them out. And I'd given up on getting one of those Sea Hunt mini viewers. Yep, I got one. And I am proud as punch. Very, very difficult to find, in good condition in particular. This is a Sea Hunt mini viewer with 2 film strips. Isn't that beautiful? There's a little mini viewer. I don't know how well you can see it in there. A little plastic black and white box, and it snaps apart, and you drop the film strip in, and then the little white knob, you turn the knob and look through the eyepiece, and you can watch a film strip of Sea Hunt. Isn't that amazing? And it comes with 2 film strips, and then it tells you on the back how to use it, how to put the film strip in. Acme Toy Company, you see it there? And down on the very bottom on the front, of course, I have to do that. It says you send you 10 cents to get the other film strips. So now I have all 10 of the film strips, and I have the actual blister packed mini viewer that goes with them. The film strips, by the way, are very, very small. They actually come with a rubber band around them. That's the original. Not a big deal. To me it is. The original rubber band. It's a tiny rubber band. I don't know where you get these little rubber bands. Maybe made specially for them. And there's the film strip. It opens up like so. And you put it into your Sea Hunt mini viewer. And you're all set to watch your film strip. I wonder, Kevin, do you think that we can maybe show these folks what this looks like? Maybe we can. Let's slide over here to the light here, and you can get an idea. Black and white pictures, folks. Hey, we're talking the 60s here. Give us a break now. This was exciting stuff. Sea Hunt mini viewer. I have to hold this really still, Kevin. Can you slide in there? You can see the different frames. Maybe you can get close enough to see Mike Nelson or some of the action. Different frames. Hold it up to the light and turn the little white knob 1 frame at a time, and you get to watch a film, if you like. Still film, but a film of a Sea Hunt episode. Neat toy. Gives you an idea, first of all, how popular Sea Hunt was, especially for kids, and how crazy old men like me are. Gotta have it. Another neat thing from my Sea Hunt collection, be a tough one to find. Boy, oh boy, if you can find one of these, I'd be really, really excited to talk to you. I'm really proud of you as well. It took me a long time to find one. 49 cents. Acme Toy Company, mini viewer. Why don't you check that out yourself? And maybe you can find one as well. Let me know if you do. Make sure. Alec Peirce. Sea Hunt remembered. Talk to you again soon.